And we're live. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nikki Smoke, joined by my co-host Bobby. You were listening to The Smoke Show. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for 500 subscribers.
Yes,
thank you
sir.
from the bottom of my heart. It feels so good to finally hit that number. We're halfway to 1,000. That's our next goal. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that like button, and help this channel grow. Let's just get things started, Bobby. Let's just get things started because anytime I see a tweet go out that says Tua Tagovailoa has thrown an interception, that part bothers me. But then I read the next sentence and it says by Jevon Holland, and that just gasses me up because there's no one I love more on this team than Jevon Holland. And I think he was the best defensive player in that draft class. Him and Micah Parsons. Those are the two best. And honestly, I think Jevon Holland's going to prove to everyone that he is the best defensive player from that draft class, and he's going to prove he is the best safety in the NFL. You're wearing the Jevon Holland Oregon jersey. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Yes, sir, bro. Come on. When you get reports out of practice and your quarterback threw an interception, you're a little salty. You're like, damn, what happened here? But when every beat reporter talks about the play Jevon Holland made on the ball and his range and how he had 2 picks, he had a crazy pass breakup on a long play to Tyreek. Like, this guy is all over the field, and I had to come correct and throw the jersey on. I told you the other day I just ordered the Dolphins one too, so we're all in on Holland. He's going to be the leader of our defense for years and years to come. They're already starting to give him the green dot, so he's calling the defense. That means this guy knows his shit. He's a leader on the team. He's vocal. He's great. I could go on an hour podcast just about Jevon Holland and how amazing he is. That's how great I feel about him, bro.
Honestly, I think I'm just going to play Jevon Holland highlights while we talk about him and just let everyone know how good this guy is because I really think he has the potential to be the best safety in the NFL. I think he already is. He already is. He's having a fantastic camp, and there's always that one young guy that no one really knows about that comes out and takes the lead by storm. That's Jevon Holland. You just saw Derwin James become the highest paid safety in the league. I couldn't even tell you the last time he's finished a complete season. Can you? And if he's getting that type of money, just imagine the money we're going to be giving Jevon Holland. Because one, you don't want to appreciate – you do not want to get hit by this man. He is going to clean your clock. He's one of the hardest hitting safeties in the league, and he has insane ball skills. The amount of field that he could cover is unbelievable. The play he made in practice today against Mike Gesicki, people were saying – unfucking believable. And then he had a 50-yard pick six against Tua Tagovailoa. And it's not just his practice. It's been all camp. I've gone to multiple practices. I've seen him play with my own 2 eyes. This man is a first ballot Pro Bowler this year. I don't even know if that's the correct terminology, first ballot Pro Bowler. But he could be that. That's how good this fucking kid is, man.
I mean, everything. He's the most prototypical perfect safety. His sideline to sideline speed's insane. His agility and quickness is insane. If you get anywhere near him with the football, he's pounding you. He's breaking your neck. Look at this guy, bro.
That's our safety, dog. Come on, lay the stick.
It's unreal. And he talks that shit too. He's got the swag. He backs it all up. It's perfect. He wears a single digit back there. I mean, everything about this guy is just sensational.
If they're, you know how us Dolphin fans, we get scared to buy players' jerseys. This is the one guy where I'll buy his jersey while he's on the rookie deal. I remember we all got burnt with Minkah Fitzpatrick. I never bought that guy's jersey because, first of all, we were just going to be the absolute worst team in the NFL. I knew no one was safe on that roster. But this guy right here, I don't even think about Minkah Fitzpatrick. I haven't thought about Minkah Fitzpatrick since we drafted Jevon Holland. This kid is legit. He's unbelievable. He covers so much. I mean, Xavier Howard's obviously a top 2 corner in the league, in my opinion. Byron Jones is a dog in himself. But do you have any idea how much more confidence those two have, knowing that they have Jevon Holland as their over-the-top help? I mean, that they're just oozing confidence back there. And he's a huge factor on our blitzes. He's always
going to say, look at him blitz. Look at these videos of him blitzing,
man. He's unbelievable.
It's crazy. And I was going to say, he also just blitzes a ton. And then the video perfectly highlights that. This guy is just a weapon. And like you said, having the secondary that we have allows him to play with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more freedom. Like the secondary is truly the strong point of our team, and I don't even think it's close. Maybe receiver, you could talk about receivers pretty strong, but this secondary is gross. And I just went through that same thing. Like, whose jersey do I want to buy? Because I'm looking to my right, and I got a closet full of Dolphins jerseys here. None of them play on the fucking team. And it's like, what's a good, safe bet that I'm going to be able to wear for the next 5, 6, 7 years? I went with the number 8, Jevon Holland, and I had to grab me a Tyreek number 10. I needed that Reek jersey because when he's scoring touchdowns and flipping up that peace sign, I need to be repping him. So those are my 2 cops.
You know what's so disrespectful, though? And they might have updated the store. I don't know. But anytime I go on Fanatics, which is where I get 99% of my Dolphins gear, dude, they just don't have Jevon Holland throwback jerseys. And I just think that's one of the most disrespectful things I've ever heard of in my life. Maybe First of all, it's the best looking jersey. The fact that they don't have all 53 players' jerseys in the throwbacks is a problem.
Yeah, facts. Maybe the Holland just can't stay in stock.
If I'm wrong, I'll buy the jersey. This is all they get. You don't even get the white one. You just get the aqua one. And that's probably my least favorite jersey of them all. I love the white one, and I love both throwbacks, but I could care less about this aqua jersey. Step your shit up, Fanatics. We need throwbacks for all. Well, you don't need all 53, but a guy like Jevon Holland, a top 5 player defensively in the NFL. Yeah, top 5. Well, best safety in the NFL. You better have his damn jersey in the throwback ready to get shipped out to me. That's all I'm saying. So let's get that figured out. But another thing that came up today. Now, me and you, we were debating this the other day. Everyone was debating this the other day. And I think Tua came out. He spoke his truth, and the kid wants to play. So I'll let you guys listen into it. I'll take my headphones off. Hopefully you guys could hear it. Bobby, give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. I got to figure out a way to make this easier. But I don't. But we will figure it out. Anyway, listen to it.
Mike decided that, then wasn't the time. So hopefully he gives, the first offense an opportunity to go out there, hopefully get some plays in, understand some situations, knowing how to manage the game, and kind of get back into the groove of things, in that sense where we have no coaches on the field. We have no one to really line us up. We just figure out things on our own when we're out there playing.
What'd you think?
I mean, you want your quarterback or any player on your team for that matter to want to play in games. I think if you polled any player across the league, unless they're like a 15-year vet like Tom Brady, who's like, I've earned my stripes, I don't have to do this shit no more. Like, these guys want to play football. So it's good to hear that your quarterback wants to be on the field. And I mean, some of the things he said are some of the same things we said as reasons why he should play. It sounds like he just kind of wants to get in the rhythm, get a little situational football, kind of feel it out, which I totally, that makes sense to me. And like, he should want to play. He's saying the right things, but it's coach's job to make sure that he protects his boys. And if he feels that's what's best to hold them out, then he holds them out. But like I said on last show, I think that they're going to play a couple drives in this upcoming game.
I'm just glad to hear that Tua wants to play it. I know that sounds cliche, but there's a lot of people out there that think Tua just isn't invested to the game. Oh, he wants to go golf. Oh, he wants to do this. So to hear him go out there and publicly say, look, I hope Mike plays us because I want to go out there and play, that fires me up. That makes me want to drive to the Hard Rock Stadium Saturday night and watch the boys play live. It does. So the fact that he wants to be out there, and I know all the other dogs want to be out there, sign me up. Let's go. Let's get ready to play. Because also, he knows if he's like, if I don't want to play, oh, everyone's scared he's going to be injured. They're scared of injury. He's made out of glass, blah, 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 blah. I think he wants to go out there. He might want to get hit, You want to go out there. You want to get hit. You want those butterflies to get out of your system. He hasn't been hit since we played the Patriots, So it's been a while since he's been in pads. It's been a while since he's been a live target in practice. It's good for him. And like he said, things like lining up, setting each other up. We don't have coaches out there. Everything flows smooth in practice, Then you get out there, guys are lined up in the wrong spot, guys are jumping off sides, and then there's things, false starts, holdings, all that bullshit that only happens really live. Obviously, holdings and shit like that. Right. They get called during practice, but it's not the same consequence. You're not You're not feeling the 2nd and 15. Oh, we fucked up on 3rd and short. Now it's 3rd and 10. Now we got to go make up for those 5 yards. You're not feeling that situational pressure like you do in a game. So I'm glad to hear Tua say that. And I think they should play. And I know last week I said Tua shouldn't play at all, but I also said how I understood how people wanted him to play last week because you had guys like Patrick Mahomes playing last week. But if all the starters are going to go, they should play. Now, I don't believe that the starters going out there for a drive or two is going to impact the product that we see on the field week 1. I don't even think if they play a quarter, it's going to impact the product that we see week 1. Do you agree or do you disagree?
I mean, I don't think it's going to directly affect the product. Like if we get one drive in and we go score one touchdown, I don't think all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, the boys are dialed and now we're ready for week 1. But
well, the fan in us will say that.
Yeah, they will.
Like me and you, we're going to be watching the game. If Tua and the men go straight down the field and score in 7 plays in 2.5 minutes, we're going to be texting each other in all caps. Tua's him. Tyreek is a cheat code. Jalen Waddle is Himothy. Offensive line looks great. Raheem Mostert's so damn fast. We're going to the Super Bowl. You know it.
That's being a fan, brother. And I'll never deny that. When you're in the moment, when you're in the heat of battle in a game, those emotions are just heightened at an all-time high. You're not thinking rationally at all. When I'm in the moment of a game, I'm going nuts. It usually takes me to the day after to kind of calm down, rationalize things a little bit. Like, okay, maybe things weren't as bad as I thought, or maybe things weren't as good as I thought, and I shouldn't be losing my mind. But as a fan, I mean, of course, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. But in the grand scheme of things, is it really going to change that much week 1? I don't think so. What it might do is it might give some guys like a little bit of confidence, a little bit of comfort, just being able to do it and kind of get in that rhythm. And I do think that point you made about getting hit is a great point, because that, like, getting that first hit out of the way, it kind of alleviates all your like anxiety and stress. Like, I played football in high school. Nothing crazy. I was a decent football player. Once you get that first one out of the way and you're just like, okay, I'm here. I'm ready to play. I'm locked in. I'm settled. That kind of is a big thing. But you don't really want your quarterback getting hit, but it's inevitable. And he's got to take one, see how it feels, and then we're good to go. So I like that point.
I like how you said I played high school in football. Nothing great. I was going to say the same thing. I was waiting for you to finish your sentence, and I was going to be like, dude, I played football in high school. You know, I love when people use that card. It's like, bro, I played tackle football in high school. Like, I got a little bit of credibility here. You know, like I know a little bit of the game. Bit of the game. And obviously, we're not as talented as these guys, or are we as smart as these guys when it comes to football terminology and schemes and athletically gifted. We're not close, but they're still humans. And when you're out there and you're playing tackle football, bro, you get those little butterflies. It feels all gamey, and you're not dialed in. Like, you're like, you want that hit. Yeah. Like, I used to enjoy getting fucking lit up the first drive. Like, I needed it. You get hit and you're like, all right, bet. Like, that's what's coming. Say less. And then you're ready to go. And it's just like, boom, it's game time. And I feel like a guy like Tua, he needs it too, because, you know, he got dropped against the Bills. He broke his fucking ribs. I feel like he needs to take a shot and get back up and be like, all right, like, this year is different. You know what I'm saying? So obviously I don't want to watch Tua get manhandled in the preseason game, but I wouldn't mind like a little shove to Tua. He falls on the ground and he pops back up, or as long as he's just not getting suplexed on the ground like he did against Buffalo, like, I'm straight with it. I don't want him getting hurt in the preseason, but I think the hit would be good for him. And I think the hit is going to be good for a lot more people than just Tua. I think the hit's going to be great for the offensive line. I mean, they're going to have to work on their communication, their pre-snap reads, their ability to pull with each other. That's going to be essential. Now, I don't think Teron Armstead is going to play. I don't think he should play. And that's going to segment us into another conversation later. Okay. But how important do you think it's going to be for this offensive line? Hopefully all the starters play except Teron Armstead going forward.
Huge. I mean, we talk about it all the time. That's the biggest point on this team, that if our offensive line is solid, the offense should be solid as well, in my opinion. And there's a lot of question marks at offensive line, especially our center, who seemingly can't snap the ball to Tua. That's getting me a little nervous, dude.
Glad you said that. Let's stay there real quick. They had beef the other day. Apparently, Tua was giving them – they were kind of going back and forth a little bit because of the inconsistency of the snaps. Look, Trill Williams went down. The next day, the Miami Dolphins signed a cornerback. If this kid cannot consistently snap the ball, now, mind you, this is not July 23rd, the first day of training camp.
Right.
Like, this is August 17th. We're about to play our second preseason game. We have one more preseason game, and then it's week 1. If we can't get the snap right, like, this is things you practice in Pop Warner and Pee Wee football. If you can't get the snap right, I think it's time to make a phone call or get Dieter's ass back in there and move Connor to left guard, because all that other shit, technique, pre-snap reads, Tyreek Hill, you could throw all that shit out the fucking window if we can't get the snap right.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely concerning. Like, that's the first part of the play. If you can't get the snap right, you're fighting an uphill battle all year long. So, I mean, that's definitely got me nervous. He should play. Like, let's get Connor Williams out there and get him some snaps in a real game to kind of calm this guy down a little bit. But the other part is, I know we talk about Armstead's like injury history and he's never played 17 games and all this and all that. It's just making me nervous. He's still not practicing all the time. He's going to play in hot Miami with those knees, man. I just would like to see, I don't need him to play in the preseason game, but I'd like to see him start practicing more maybe or something, because as a fan, I'm concerned. It feels like this guy's just not going to be ready to play at all. But maybe the coaching is just like, yo, there's no point in wasting his knees on these preseason games and these practices. We want him for the regular season, which if that's the case, maybe that makes sense. But as a fan, I am starting to get a little bit nervous that Armstead is daily not practicing, kind of just chilling, it seems like.
Well, we gave Teron Armstead a 5-year, $87.5 million contract.
Read it up.
And if we're absolutely petrified of this man's knees, we should have never signed him. Now, obviously, he's a obvious upgrade to our offensive line, but you're not an upgrade unless you're playing. And I don't care that he's not playing in the preseason. He's earned that right to not play in the preseason, but not practicing with the boys at this point, still with all the chemistry, with all the new pieces, with all the young offensive linemen. I don't think there's a starting offensive lineman on this team that has been in the league for more than 3 years. You are their mentor. You are their leader. And you cannot lead or teach these guys effectively without being there with them. Sure, you could coach them up in the film room and this and that, but when you're lining up next to them, it's different. And he even talked about in his run schemes, he's like, we need a little more time to get it all down. Well, we're giving you time, but you're not giving us reps. We need you out there. I'm not a sports doctor or an athletic trainer, but I think the heat is actually probably better for his knees. I think the cold is worse for your bones. Again, there's no reason for us to go back and forth because I really don't know. I'm just saying I think the heat is probably better for bad knees or whatever. I really don't know. But moral of the story is he's missing too much practice. He is. And I get he's an outstanding left tackle. I get he's the best offensive lineman. I get that he's getting paid $87.5 million. I get all that. But at the end of the day, if you're not practicing, and we're less than a month away. We're less than a month away from lining it up week 1 against the New England Patriots at the Hard Rock Stadium, and you're still not practicing? I'm with you, Bobby. I think it's very concerning.
I think you might be onto something about the cold weather bones, because I've broken like 20 bones in my body. So maybe it's up here in Rochester. I'm just breaking everything because it's colder.
Well, anytime I go up north, which is usually for Dolphin games, like my bones, like everything's cold, like to the touch. And it's like, even when I crack my knuckles, I'm like, oh, why does that hurt so bad? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't like the cold. Like the cold does not work with smoke. Smoke loves 88, 89, 90. I'm about that.
I'll melt out there, but I also don't like the cold. So I don't know what the fuck I like. But getting back to Armstead, I'm with you 100%. It's concerning. But I'm hoping that at the end of the day, it is just kind of a precautionary thing, and these guys on a 5-year contract, and we're not trying to rush them to get him back to hurt him worse. Hopefully he plays week 1. We have no fucking problems, and we never even remember that he sat out like the beginning of training camp. Hopefully it all just kind of washes away. We get 17 games out of the guy and a long, healthy career as a Dolphin. But at this point in time, I am a little nervous. I hope to see him, because we cannot, absolutely cannot, under any circumstances, march Larnell Coleman out there week 1 versus Patriots.
He's so bad.
He
is so bad. I don't know if you guys watched my highlights, lowlights yesterday. If you haven't, it's the last video on this channel. Check it out. I had like 5 lowlights of just him. And every time a run play got blown up or Skylar Thompson got sacked in 0.1 seconds, it was him. And if it wasn't him, what's this other guy's name, bro? He is so bad. Like, both of them should get cut. He's got a weird last name, though. What's his name?
Deach?
I'll know it once
Kellen
I see
Deach?
it. Yep, that's him. Yep, Kellen Deach. Horrendous.
Terrible.
Wait. Is it him? No, it's not him. It was not Deach. He's got a weirder name.
Panky?
No, I got to go. Keon Smith. That's who it was. He's
Smith.
Larnell's backup.
Yeah.
That man is ass. Both of those guys are horrendous, bro. If Armstead goes down, we're toast. Because Coleman is ass and Keon Smith is worse. Those two guys are terrible. Like, I'm sorry. And no disrespect. You're probably a great husband, great father, but you cannot play left tackle in the league. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it 100% real. So what I want to do now, quick little fun activity. I'm going to read you the Dolphins starters one by one. And you tell me yes or no if they should start or not. You don't have to elaborate. You just say yes or no.
In the preseason game, you're saying?
Yes, this Saturday.
Okay.
And say yes and how long. That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
Tua.
Yes. 2 drives.
Chase Edmonds / Mostert.
Yes. 2 drives. My answer is going to be the same for the whole starting offense.
So all 2 drives.
2 drives. Okay. You're right, actually. I'm sorry. It's not all the same. Offensive line.
I got you. Here we go.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, 2 drives. He doesn't need to play. He's him.
So no. Tyreek Hill, no.
Tyreek Hill, no. Jalen Waddle, no. He's hurt.
Cedric.
Yes, he'll play most of the game. He'll play the whole first half or maybe more.
Gesicki.
Yes, he should play at least a quarter. Maybe 2.
I mean, he already played the last game. Alec Ingold.
Hell yeah. I want to see that boy kill somebody.
Armstead.
No. Hard no.
Liam.
Yes.
Connor.
Yes, that he should play. He should
The
play
whole, 3 quarters.
3 quarters, just to snap. We just need him out there snapping.
Robert,
yes. 2
Austin.
2 drives. Austin, 2 drives. If they want to bring the offensive lineman out there a little longer.
Here's my thing, though. So you said no to Jalen Waddle. You said no to Tyreek Hill. Now we're sending Tua out there without his wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2.
That's fine.
That's fine. You're fine with that?
I'm fine
with without
his
starting left tackle. So now we have Coleman as a starting left tackle, and he's got no Tyreek or Jalen Waddle. Are we setting up our franchise quarterback for success or even survival making it out of this preseason game?
See, I'm not worried as much about the receivers because I think that Tua and his receivers are good to go. I could see Tyreek maybe playing if he really wanted to play and just get that first time playing as a Miami Dolphin. I could feel that. Waddle, it sounds like Waddle missed the last 2 practices, a little banged up. So, I mean, if Tyreek plays and some of these backup receivers that are looking for opportunities to make the team play, I think that's great. I love it. But the one thing that makes me worried is what you just brought up. Armstead not playing and putting Tua out there with Coleman in the game. That is a little scary. That does.
But that's also a regular season reality. That's a regular season reality.
It is. I agree.
But I'd rather not live in that reality until it's mandatory.
I don't want to live in that reality.
If Tua's out there, I think Teron Armstead should be out there.
Is he good to play? Like, I don't understand.
I don't even know the answer to that.
That's what I'm saying. I can't.
I think I've counted on my hand how many times he's practiced.
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually feeling pain. Is it load management? Is it precautionary? Is this guy like I don't know what his deal is. That's what the uncertainty is what makes me nervous. Because if someone just said, "Yo, he's fine," like he's just kind of healing a little bit, he's on the last stage of rehab, no pain, we're just letting it go, I'd feel great about that answer. But if it was like Armstead's been feeling a little pain in practice, so we've been easing him off, it's like, well, that's a little scary then. So that's the question mark at this point in the offensive line for sure.
I'm going to get this pulled up. I look kind of good with my glasses on, ain't it? Yeah, boy. I don't even think I had to go more than a drive before I saw Coleman fuck up. So let me just FF this, as my dad used to say on the TV remote. FF. Okay, so first of all, this is our guy Liam right here. Watch Liam just get manhandled. Your ass. And I think it's the very next play that Coleman just gets manhandled. Complete whiff block.
Yeah, that's terrible.
No, that's just me showing Liam getting blown up again. This is it. Watch your boy Liam. That's what would happen with Tua. Imagine we're all watching a preseason game. Teron Armstead's not playing. Let's send Tua out there with this bum. Watch this. This is the Bucs backup DN. By the way, you made a couple nice plays, but here's your boy right here. Nice. What's up, Tua? Welcome back. I got your back.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. It makes me start to wonder, should Tua play at all? But I don't know, man. There's your pros and your cons.
He needs
everywhere.
the reps, but it's just like there's so many pros and cons, right?
I know.
Because if we go out there week 1, Teron's playing. If he doesn't play, I will be livid. If this man does not play week 1, I will have a problem. And trust me, this channel is gonna feel my wrath. I don't even want to think about it. He's gonna play. I'm gonna speak it into existence. This man is playing week 1. But if 100%. We go out there and we play Tua, and this is the starting left tackle in a meaningless game, and he gets cracked like he did against Buffalo, I might have a problem with McDaniel playing him. And I know I sent out a thing yesterday on Twitter. I said, because I was like, oh, Mahomes played week 1. He should play, blah, 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 right? And then I sent out a tweet yesterday. I said, okay, so God forbid anyone gets injured. Are you guys going to come after McDaniel? And everyone said, no. Injuries are part of the game. Usually if you play scared, you end up getting hurt. Well, what if he goes out there and he gets hurt, but you didn't send him out there with your brand new left tackle? Are you going to be like, well, it is on McDaniel because he sent our franchise quarterback out there with a left tackle like bum Coleman? Do you think McDaniel could get heat for that?
I mean, you said it. It is a possible scenario that we could face in the season. Like this,
but you're the one that always tells me you want to avoid that reality as long as possible.
I know, dude. It's tough, and I could contradict myself all day.
I do it too.
It's just a hard, tricky spot to fit in. But I think that, man, the Armstead thing, watching that clip of Coleman just getting destroyed, like it would be a tough pill to swallow to watch Tua just get blasted like that.
It's bad.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna do the easy way out and say, trust in Coach McDaniel. I bet he knows best, and I pray to God it all goes well.
Well, that's all we could do is just trust his judgment and let him decide. And however the cards fall, that's how they fall. But here's another thing I just want to bring up. Now, these are all hypotheticals. Yeah. God forbid he gets hurt with Coleman in the game. Are the Dolphins going to start trying to look for other options at quarterback?
Well, I don't even know what would be out there at this point. Are we going to call the Steelers and ask if Mason Rudolph's available? Are we going to call the Panthers and say,
you just got to ride with Teddy. You got to ride with Teddy.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're not going to get
But do you think the Dolphins are gonna pivot and be like, all right, he's not our franchise guy. Like we need to figure out next year.
Oh, in that sense of the thing.
Like even if it's a week or 2 injury, like what if he even makes it back week 1? I'm just saying, if he gets hurt at all, do you think the Dolphins are full panic mode going forward with Tua?
I think all eyes are on Tua this year. I think everything he does is going to be accounted for and measured because this is year 3. He's on a 5-year deal. So at some point, you got to make the decision, are we re-signing this guy? And when you make the decision to re-sign a quarterback, you're paying him fucking bread. So It's a big decision. And I think everything that he does this season, from on the field, off the field, meeting rooms, injuries, how he conducts himself as a leader, I think it's all under the microscope this year. And they're really going to be looking because the decision's coming. Hopefully he can make it an easy one and be that guy. Or he can make it an easy one and suck. Because if he sucks, he's gone. The worst thing he could do is go out there and be mid. And then we stick with him and sign him again.
And then it's Ryan Tannehill all over again.
Exactly.
Because you already know Justin Herbert's going to get $400 million.
Yeah, he's getting that Mahomes deal.
He's going to get that back.
Mahomes deal.
But we just went over a lot of negative what-if scenarios. Let's make them a little positive. What if Tua goes out there, he doesn't get hurt, he looks good, and Teron Armstead plays 14, 15 games? How well do you think this team's going to pan out?
I mean, you just said it. If Tua plays well and Tua plays well, sky is literally the fucking limit. I mean, look at the
Right.
weapons, look at the defense, look at like everything about this team kind of hinges on the offensive line, Tua. Maybe the linebackers would be the soft spot of the defense, but I don't think anyone's really that worried about the defense. We kind of know what we got over there. So if Tua plays good, I mean, I'm thinking we win 12 games. We challenge the Bills for the division, to be honest with you. I'm
I
not trying
agree.
to talk ignorant right now, but if we're in hypothetical land and Tua goes out and balls, we're challenging the Bills for the division. And I think that that's a pretty fair assessment. I mean, top to bottom roster, I think our roster, top to bottom, might even be better than the Bills. They just have number 17 behind center, who is an absolute beast. I think
Yep.
like that's the only thing that they really kill us in. Their quarterback is fucking elite.
I agree. We got a question from ZB Mono. What would your record prediction be if Ryan Tannehill was still our quarterback? That's easy. 9-8. 9-8 or 8-9. There's no in between. Like Mr. 500, Mr. Mid,
It's the easiest
Mr.
record to
Mid.
predict ever.
Mr. Mid.
And that's just the worst place ever to be. When you're just
I
stuck
hate
in that
The
mid,
worst.
and
I'd rather
we've
be
been
3
stuck there.
14.
Yeah, because then you're like, oh, dude, we're gonna draft this kid out of Alabama. He's gonna be the next fucking Dan Marino. You get like weird hope in other senses of the way. When you're just
Yep.
mediocre, it's like, we're not making
Word.
the playoffs. We're gonna pick like 16th in the draft. There's not even gonna be anyone good on the board that we really love there. Just kind of puts you in no man's land. It really does. So I hope that we're great. I think we all can agree there.
Yep. All right. I want to pull up this clip. So I'm going to show you the one that's on my Twitter account. But basically, I'm going to start it where this whole clip started. So someone chopped this video up, made it a 6-second video. So I'm going to play it from where he started the clip to where it ended. And then I'll elaborate on that, and then I'll play the full video. I'm going to take my headphones out because I don't have this figured out yet. But here we go. Let's try it. Hopefully you could hear it off rip.
I'm out the door now. Tua's a weirdo. His teammates look at him as a weirdo.
That was the clip. So let me make sure my audio is good because I know it's going to tweak out and I'm going to sound really shitty because it's going to
You
go.
sound good.
Okay, we're selling the Yeti.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, here we go. So that clip, I woke up this morning, I saw that clip. I said, bro, Omar's a coward. Because the way he presented it, oh, I'm out the door now. So it's like he feels like he could just say whatever he wants, and it's about to be disrespectful. It's like, oh, Tua's a weirdo. I don't care. I'm out the door now. So when you hear it like that, it's like, yo, this guy's a fucking coward. Like he's a punk. What like who does this guy think he is talking like that? What do you think of that clip, Bobby? Just there, because I'm gonna play the full clip, but if you woke up and you saw only this 6 seconds, what would your initial reaction be? Because that was my initial reaction to this 6-second clip.
I mean, it makes Omar look like a punk. It makes him
Right.
look like a guy who held his words the whole time and then threw a shot on the way out the door, which you obviously don't want to happen. And of course, it's Omar, because everyone's got an opinion on Omar. You either hate him, you love him. A lot of people hate him. I know that. So of course, it's him kind of getting set up for some clickbait type shit. But then when you see the whole video, you get a little context.
So now we're gonna play the whole video. I'm gonna play from the beginning.
Counseling right now. We need a little couples counseling. I don't like the way you lead. You have to do a better job as a leader. You have to do a better job. Tua, I'm out the door now. Tua's a weirdo. His teammates look at him as a weirdo. And it's okay to be a weirdo, but you can't just be a weirdo and not connect with your team. You have to be a weirdo, but still find a way to connect with your team. You know, and you have to find a little bit of Ryan Fitzpatrick in you. And he's working on that. I know he's working on that. I know he's aware of that. And props to him.
Do you guys see how much context matters and how important it is for you to do your own research and look at the full clip? Because that 6-second clip, I said Omar's a punk, man. Like you waited that long till you're out the door to talk your shit. But what he said there, I believe, is a very fair assessment. Me and you, we both have very high expectations for Tua. We both believe in him to go out there and have a very successful year this year. But I've questioned his leadership. I know I'm not the only Dolphins fan who has questioned his leadership. And I'm a weirdo. You're a weirdo. We sit up here and we live and die for this team that we don't even play for. We're grown men, and all we do is think about this football team that we don't play for. They don't pay us. We're all weirdos. All of us diehard fans are weirdos, and I would never change that for the world. Everyone is weird in their own way. Tua has his own personality, so he might be weird. There's a lot of fucking weirdos in this world. There's a lot weirder people than Tua Tagovailoa. But when he's saying he had a problem with his leadership, I think that's a fair assessment, and I think Tua's aware of that because you heard him get asked in his press conferences about his leadership. And he said, look, I'm not that vocal guy. I like to lead by example. And me and you, we talked about it. But now you're starting to see Tua with a little more confidence. And Omar said he's aware of that. And this is the first time that he's seen Tua, expressing himself and, communicating with his teammates and showing a little bit of emotion. So when I see that full clip, I don't think Omar is a coward. I think he was just giving it 100.
Nah, 100%. I thought everything he said was fine there. I think the problem is that he used the word weirdo and people took exception to that. It's 2022. Everyone's just kind of soft nowadays. That's just kind of how the world we live in operates. If he would have used the word like different, like Tua's a little different, no one would have had a problem. It's because he called him a weirdo. And like, dude, he's this guy from Hawaii that lives like a completely different culture than these people. So of course he's a little bit of a different dude. And I've always got the vibe that
Elon Musk weirdo. Exactly.
Facts.
Everyone's a fucking weirdo, bro. Everyone's a weirdo.
Facts. And I've always got like a different vibe from Tua. He's not like, he never seemed like Tua's one of the boys. Like I've never been like, yo, I would love to like go grab some beers with Tua and have a great time. He's never seemed like that kind of guy to me. So what Omar also said when he's like, you can be a weirdo. You just got to be able to relate to your teammates and be a leader like a Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I thought that's an unreal example because look at Ryan Fitzpatrick. This dude went to Harvard. He's got the big beard. Like this guy is a freak of nature, but his teammates loved him and he was able to connect with him on that level. So like, I think it's a great call. Tua needs to be able to connect with his teammates better. And there's obviously leadership questions when he wasn't a captain under Flores. He turned it down or whatever that story goes. So obviously there's going to be some leadership questions with Tua. He's the quarterback of the team. You usually look at your quarterback as the leader. So it does feel like Tua's kind of starting to talk his shit a little bit, have a little bit more confidence, take a little bit more of that role on, which we need to see.
Quarterback. You need that as a quarterback.
You need that
Captain Colt said, I don't know. It's still a really bad choice of words. The weirdo doesn't bother me. What do you want him to say? He's an odd duck. He's this or that. I think the bad choice of words is how he set it up. Now that I'm out the building, he's kind of like, oh, I could say whatever I want because I'm not going to have to look this man in the eye in the next press conference. I think that was the I want to say improper phrase of words to use to set that up. But I mean, I'm not looking at weirdo as derogative or, if I called you a weirdo, are you going to look at me like I'm getting on your ass?
No, dude. That's what I'm saying. I take no exception with that, but I feel like there's people that do and they run with it. And I agree. Like Omar's saying, like, now that I'm out the door, I might as well say this. It's just like, maybe you didn't have to phrase it like that, or I don't know. It is what it is. I took no exception to it. I thought it was a good clip. And what do you think about Omar? I liked Omar. I was a fan, to be honest with you.
Well, I think Omar was really good at his job. I think he knew what he had to do. He knew what he had to say to get his clicks, to get people to read his articles. And to be honest, he's had some really good calls, but he's also had a lot of dog shit ones. But when you're in the media like that, you're going to get shit wrong. You're going to have bad takes, but you're also going to get some things right. Like last year, he was the only one that came out and said that Jesse Davis, he might have said Jesse Davis was good. Or I don't know. Someone said Jesse Davis was good last year, but I remember Omar distinctively saying that the offensive line was a serious problem. And he was right. So, I mean, I don't despise Omar. Like, I'm not one of those guys that are commenting under his post like, yo, I hope your wife cheats on you. Like, he gets some crazy comments.
There's some weirdos. Dude. Those are the real weirdos.
But I don't think he ever had that until we drafted Tua. And that's what him and like the other media members said. Because remember when Tua first got drafted, he was tweeting out, he was like, oh, all of us media guys, like we all joke with each other about how much this fan base just slobs on Tua. He didn't say slobs, obviously, but, kisses Tua's ass in a sense. And I think he played that to perfection. He used it to drive up all his interactions. And whether he writes something good, if he writes something good about Tua, everyone's going to retweet it and say, oh my gosh, Omar Kelly, he's there. He watches it. We got to trust him. And then if you write something bad about Tua, you're still going to click it. But now you're just going to say, yo, this guy's an idiot, blah, 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 blah. You're quote tweeting it. You're calling him an idiot. You're commenting and undering it. But at the same time, his article is still popping up on everyone's timeline. So I thought he was good at his job. I really did.
I respected him. I just respected him because I felt like he would keep it a buck more than most people would. He wasn't trying to sugarcoat shit. If he saw something he didn't like, he would just kind of say it how it was, which I thought was cool. And not a lot of media members do that. But like he does have some outlandish takes at times. Like I don't agree with everything he says. That's definitely fact.
You can.
No, but I do just kind of like his perspective, and I'm gonna miss it a little bit. I thought Omar was cool, but I was just wondering your take because
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna miss him. Like, I'm not going to wake up and be like, damn, I miss Omar covering the Dolphins.
I liked him on the TL. I like to scroll down and get his opinions. I got a couple guys. You'd kind of mix and match whose opinion, you know what I mean? Get a feel for what's actually happening. Because I live in fucking New York, and I can't go to Dolphins practice and watch the boys ball out.
You can't.
It sucks, dude. It
Sorry,
sucks. There's nothing I would like more than to be able to go to a practice. Because when you're at practice, you can kind of just like lock into guys and kind of just see how they like do shit. Like how does he do drills? How does he interact with his boys? Like I think camp is really cool to watch. I wish I could experience that.
Nah, camp's fun, but there's nothing better than the actual week 1 games.
Oh, nothing.
Like when you just start going to those religiously, I'm gonna do a lot of videos this year, like where I'm gonna be interviewing fans at tailgates and shit like that. So if anyone that's watching live, you let me know. And if you want to get on the smoke show, you let me know where to find you, and I will interview your ass. My first one, I'm going to ask all random fans how to spell Tua's last name. Because I bet you 90% of the people will have no idea how to spell his last name. Like if someone asked you on the spot after 6 beers to spell Tua's name, now I already figured out the cheat sheet. I already figured it out. But I'm just saying, like, if I catch you off 6 brews, 7 shots of Jack D, you're going to get caught, bro. I'm telling you, I'm going to get your ass.
You might catch me stone cold sober. I think the best thing that ever happened to this world was autocorrect or the shit that like just predicts your words after you type in 3 letters. Because I can't spell for shit. I'm always just like typing these first 4 letters, hope this suggested word comes up, and I'm just gonna click that bitch.
Wrong. There's my first victim.
Wrong. Yep. See, dude?
Sorry, brother. Wrong.
It's gonna be funny. That's gonna be a good video. I like that idea to hit some vlogs. That'll be dope.
That'd be fire, right? Get everyone involved. Nothing's better than tailgate content. And the Dolphins, we have great tailgates. Sometimes I do the tailgate too hard, and then it's like I gotta sober up, or I'm not gonna remember the game. Like the Patriots game, I was like, look, I don't care what happens. I'm getting hammered. This is the last home game. Let's get into it. And the first one, I got way too hammered too. But we played Buffalo, got killed, and then I just went to Club.
I was at that game.
Oh.
I was at that game. Oh, no, I wasn't at Club Lib. I was at, what's the other big one? 11?
Yeah, 11. 11's
I was at 11.
I love 11. 11's a good spot. So I got the number 2 pick in one of my leagues. And I can't decide between Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry.
We had this talk before, brother. I said, if you want to be risky and have some balls, you take McCaffrey and you hope he plays 17 games. Me personally, I'm not doing that. This guy hasn't played 2 years in a row at all. And then you said Derrick Henry. I think that the Titans are going to be complete ass this year, to be completely honest with you. So I gave you a third name of Eckler. I know you said your boy doesn't want that. If I had to choose between those two, though, I take McCaffrey. I take the risk, I think. You just got to grab Chuba. You got to have Chuba on the team.
Here's my thing. If I go McCaffrey, I'm probably going to have to go McCaffrey because I want to get Tyreek Hill. Like, I want to get him on the come around in the second round. So I want to go because if you go McCaffrey, I feel like you have to draft 3 running backs. You know, if I get McCaffrey, it's going to have to go running back, receiver, running back. You know, like you have to have like a J.K. Dobbins or one of those guys like Travis Etienne, one of those guys where you're just praying they hit. And like hopefully you could plug him in when McCaffrey goes down.
You know what you got to do, Smoke? No bullshit. I'm not even kidding you. Take Cooper Kupp. You know what you're going to get out of Cooper Kupp. He's going to play 17 games. He's going to catch 120 balls. He's going to score 10 touchdowns. I think that Henry and the Titans are going to be ass, and then McCaffrey is not going to play 17 games. I'd be down. I would do it. I swear to God, if I had second pick in a draft, I'd take Cooper Kupp.
I am not taking a wide receiver second overall.
Why not?
Why would you?
Because Cooper Kupp's going to score more points than those other two gentlemen that you listed for me.
But running backs are such a premium.
Yeah. I mean, they are, but once you miss out on like the top 4 or 5, from there, they're all kind of in the same range. I'd go receiver 1, and then I'd swoop back with like Cam Akers and something else on the back end, and I'd be straight with
You
that.
want Cam Akers to be my RB1? You're on
Oh, yeah.
acid. You're
Cam
on
Akers
acid.
a dog, bro.
No, he's not.
I
He's
like
not
Cam
a
Akers a
dog.
lot.
I do love Najee, but I can't take Najee at 2. If I'm going running back, I either have to roll the dice on CMC or go Henry.
I want Najee so bad, and I'm in your fucking.
You're not
league.
getting him in our league.
Yeah,
if
it's
he falls
bullshit.
to me, I'm taking him.
No, fuck that league and that draft order that we did 3 different times that I got fucked on. Like, I had 7. I was feeling great about 7. I looked at the board. There's 8 players I want. If I'm sitting at 7, I know I get one of them. All of a sudden, we're redrafting, adding people in the league, kicking them out, arguing, and I wound up with pick 11. Like, what am I doing at 11? I got no life at 11. 0 life.
You have
What
life. You go back to back, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. And I get some trash on the back-to-back, but it is what it is. I'm going to still win that league and then talk shit. It is what it is.
You're not winning the league. Well, while we're talking about fantasy, obviously this is a Dolphin show. Who's the one guy that you want from Miami on your fantasy team?
Well, Smoke, I play in a keeper league, and I'm not even going to have to wait for the draft because I'm just keeping Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is coming to my team, and he's here to stay. The kid is an absolute specimen. Like, last year was his rookie year. He's only getting better from here. Like, sky's the limit. And now you got another spacer on the side like Tyreek Hill to open the field up for him. I think Jalen Waddle's the guy. I mean, Tyreek, obviously, but the reason I say Waddle is because in your draft, you're just going to get him. What is he, round 3, 4? You're going to get Waddle instead of having to spend a second on Hill, which I think they're both going to be monsters this year. So I go Waddle would be my pick.
How about our defense?
Not a bad shout.
But I don't know if I'm nervous about the defense. I've heard some things that it wasn't Boyer, and then I'm hearing it was Boyer. I'm kind of scared to see how that all plays out. Like, it might not be as big as a lock as we make it out to be, but I mean, I'm hearing these things about Jevon Holland, and the defensive line looks good. The run defense looks good. If we get Byron off the PUP list, I mean, this defense is going to be unbelievable, I think. But then again, we also started 1-7. So what do we really know? We don't know nothing. But for offensive purposes, I mean, you just see a guy like Tyreek Hill, and the fact that he's on your favorite team and he's on the board when you're drafting, like, how do you pass on that? Like, I don't have the strength to pass on that.
No. And I'll probably end up with him in a league. And then every year, it's like, if you don't grab one of these top 3 tight ends, all of a sudden you're sitting there waiting and you get to round 8 and it's like, oh man, Mike Gesicki's on the board. Maybe this will be his breakout year.
That's the one trap I don't fall into is Mike Gesicki, brother.
I fall for it every year, bro. I just want him to be great, and he's just not doing it. Actually, fuck him now because he blocked me on Twitter. I'm not picking his ass because he blocked me on Twitter. Take that shit seriously.
We got
just be blocking people.
So quite nice 001, bro. What is up with Waddle's injury? Well, first of all, Wes Walker is a great asset to Mike McDaniel. Dolphins receivers, Jalen Waddle says Welker sugarcoats nothing and paints a picture in his mind when teaching. I love to hear that. Wes Walker is one of my favorite Dolphins of all time, so hallelujah. But let's see if we can figure out what's wrong with Waddle through Twitter. So Waddle didn't practice, Little didn't practice, Lovett didn't practice, Scarlett didn't practice, Raheem still hasn't practiced. They were seen with jerseys on, but no pads. I did hear that Waddle was catching passes after practice in the jug machine. Okay, Waddle missed second straight practice. Teron Armstead giving a day off from team drills. How many days off can he get?
See, when they phrase it like that, man, it makes me like given a day off. So is he like he could play if we needed him to play? Is that how I should interpret that? I don't get it.
Waddle did not practice Tuesday for preventative injury reasons. He's day-to-day. Waddle caught balls from the jug machine after practice. He wanted to practice, and we just swallowed it. I expect him to practice here again in training camp. That's fine with me.
I love that.
That's fine with me. If he wanted to practice And McDaniel said, no, we don't need you to practice. Relax. I'm fine with that. And I like McDaniel's whole approach.
This is the clip. This is the comment of the episode. The only place Mike Gesicki can block people is on Twitter. That's a fucking fact. And I hope that this year the guy can actually pull a block because it's been pretty bad from him. But that was a good one.
That's why he's playing all these preseason snaps is because they're trying to get him to block.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why he should play all these preseason snaps because the guy can't fucking block.
Yeah, that's true.
You see our new star receiver at practice today? Actually, we haven't even mentioned him
Trent?
yet. No, Jake Paul.
Bro, he's got no hands. Like, he could box a little bit. I'm not gonna say like he would whoop my ass in a boxing match, but I'm catching more balls than him on God. My hands are certified platinum. If I ran a 4.6, 4.5, I'd be in the league. They're lucky I'm slow and white, but these hands are certified.
Yeah, bro, I'm saying the same thing. Like Pee-wee football, you wouldn't see about me. I was scoring touchdowns, and then all of a sudden, everyone else just kind of kept growing, and like I just didn't quite reach that level. So if I would have just caught that height, I'd probably be playing for the Dolphins right now. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? But Jake Paul, bro, he couldn't catch a football. And then he was at the Marlins game yesterday trying to hit a baseball,
didn't hit one.
That was one of the more.
I can't even get on his ass though because I went to Wrigley for a Cubs game. And they have like that batting cage.
Oh my God,
area.
I saw that video.
Dude, I think I foul tipped one of them. I was hammered, but it's like, bro, I hadn't played baseball since like the third grade. So I wasn't anticipating to go in there and fucking hit.
But facts. Baseball's the one sport that if you like don't play or like haven't grown up playing, you suck. You look like an absolute idiot. You try and throw, you try and swing a bat, you just look like an idiot.
I watch plays like this. And I'm kind of blessed I never made it to the NFL. Just, could you imagine getting hit like this? I don't want that in my life. You know what I want?
No, dude.
All flat wings, barbecue sauce, not barbecue sauce, blue cheese, ice cold pint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck do I want this in my life for, dog? Like, oh, I don't want that. I'm not built like that, dog. I don't want that shit.
Nah, I'm built to sit on my couch, and I'm pretty good at this technique where you go grab the chip, you dip it in the dip, you throw it in, you drink a beer. Like I'm all pro at watching football. All pro at watching football. Playing it, I ain't built for that, bro.
I love being a fan. I just don't know if I would love getting cracked over the middle. That's why we're here and they're there at the end of the day. That's how it is. Shout out to the chat. You guys absolutely blew it up. Unbelievable. Thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. That's unbelievable. We only started this like a month ago. Thank you. Shout out to everyone that watched from beginning to end. We are live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. You guys have no idea how much it means to not only myself, but to Bobby to see you guys in here blowing up these comments. It means the world. Thank you guys so much. And I can't wait for Friday's episode. We're going to be breaking down the preseason preview against the Raiders. We'll probably get some practice drama on Thursday, and we'll see you guys on Friday at 5 p.m. right here. Fins up.
Fins up, baby.